We are back with Phantasy Star 1 on the PlayStation 2, the Sega Ages 2500 version. We left off that we were on the planet Moltavia, and we needed to go find Lutz, the wizard. It should be in a cave around here. Did quite a bit of grinding since the last time, so our guys can handle a lot of these battles with these stronger enemies. Alright, so I don't think we've seen these guys before. The Motabian Sofu. So I'm not sure what Sofu is. Motabian Sofu. And then the other one we've seen before is Sandowam. Sandworm. And the auto attack really doesn't do a good job, so let's... Mahalu. I think that's the cave we're looking for. Maharu Dokutsu. Yep. Alright. We'll use our item. Do we not have any searchlights? Shoot. Heated. Torupa. Any of these light? Let's heal. That is teleport. Let's heal. Heal. Okay. Sorry about that. We're gonna have to head back to town and get a searchlight. Okay. Sale, yep. Okay. Searchlight. Okay, we're gonna have to sell some stuff. We don't need this many loyalty mates. And the flies are called Dajiago. Alright, now we can go to our items. Use a Sachigaito. Searchlight. There we go. We have a Motavian Mania, and a Dedo Sirainu red slime. Thousand Sega. Motavian Sofu and Motavian Ibidu. Huh. There's gun. Laser gun. That's what we were looking for. It's a Tyrone. We want to equip it. So that'll make him attack all enemies, I think. Oh yeah. That's great. 2,000 Maseda in the hidden room. And we don't want to go any further down here because there's a red dragon that will absolutely obliterate us. Sachiraito. Huh. Wish we would have gotten that earlier. Searchlight. Kind of worthless in the middle of a dungeon. But 2,000 Maseda. Noriwa. To. Maiza? Nor atomizer? Oh, Soul atomizer. Soul atomizer. Okay. Boy, glad I played this series before, because never would have gotten that one. Soul atomizer. So that should be, if it's the same, cures all status ailments. Lori mate. Better healings. Those are not worth their XP. Okay. Meow has a spell. Oh boy. Wrong spell. Hey. Wrong spell. That's a whoops. That's a big fat whoops. We had a spell. I thought we had a spell to reduce chance of monsters or an item. Nope. Teleport and heal. Okay, so that spell is just castable from there. Okay. Alright, so we have Meow, Wa, Naputo, which is that spell, O Tonaeta, which is chanted, Wanawa, trap, Nakata was not Yodai, it seems. So, Meow chanted Raputo. Seems there was no trap. Alright, in this version, not trapped, I guess. And it has a Dogi Nin. which is that little healing item. Alright, looks like we found Lutz. So he is identified here. As a Shugyo Chuno in the middle of training. Esper. So an Esper in training. And he just questions what he's surprised. And he says, Anatagata, which is all of you, and Dare desu ka? Who are you? Watashi wa ima, I am now, ... And Meow says back to him, Wakatteru te. I understand you know. Eto, he says, Zerisu. Zeris. Oh, Miserus. Miserus. Lutsu. Nandake. Oh, he's going through the espers that were listed by the governor. So Miserisu du Lutsu Nandake. So Miseris Roots, what was it? And then he says, Tonikaku, anyway, anta ga, you, Chugyo Chuno, in the middle of training. Espa? Question mark. So he says, I understand, Miseris Lutz, what was it called? Anyway, you are the Esper in training? He says, Anatagata wa, you all itai. What on earth? And Alice says, Anata wa, you Lutsu-san desu ne? You are Lutz, aren't you? Or Lutz? And the mysterious Esper in training says, Museris Lutsu Isa Ranai. All the names. Lutsu to yonde kurete. You are calling me Lutz. Kama wa nai ga. I don't mind. But Kimi wa, you? Question mark. Who are you? So he says all the names of the Espers that they had mentioned, and then he says, you're calling me Lutz. I don't mind that, but who are you? And Alice says, Watashi wa Arisa. Paruma Hoshi. So the planet of Palma, no, Kamenito. Kyojuku no. Kamenito Residential District. No Shushin desu. I am from. She says, Motavia, Sotoku kara, the governor of Motavia, from kara, tegami, a letter, o azukate, have been entrusted with or having received. Kimashita came, choto, a little bit, ojikan o, your time, itada kemasen ka, could I have you give to me? So she says, I came, Having been entrusted with a letter from the Motavia governor, could I have a moment of your time? And Lutz says, Motavia Sotokukahara, from the Motavia governor, question mark. Soreja, then, Anattagata wa, you all, Sotoku no, of the governor, question mark. From the Motavia governor, then you all are from the governor? And Tyrone says, Ore wa, very masculine. I, Tyrone. I am Tyrone. Koitsu wa, this guy, kind of rude. Koitsu. Aibo no, my partner's meow da. This guy is my partner, meow. And then with even more emphasis, Ore! Very masculine. He's the big buff. Can't use magic guy. Actually, no, that's Meow talking now. Meow says, Ore! Neko janai zo. I'm not a cat, you know. Jako neko te yu. A civet. Oh. Shizokude as a species. Totemo, very kashikoi, clever. I'm not a cat, you know. I'm a civet. Very clever cat. And Alice is surprised as she says, Ja? Neko nano? You're not a cat? He says, with a tear in his eye, he says, Arisa Made Gusun, which is like an onomatopoeia for sniffle. So he says, even Alice sniffle. And let's ha ha ha. Nante. How yukunai, pleasant. Yukaina, pleasant. Hitotachi, people. Nanda are. He says, ha, What delightful people you are. And he says, Wakarimashita. I understand. And then he says this, he begins it with go, with a respectful go. Go issho shimashou. Let's go together. And Meow says, hey, honton kai? Really? And then looks, clutching his robe, says, Mada, still shugyo no, of training, tochu dewa, in the middle of aruga, there is. But tegami o, the letter, yonda kara ni wa, now that I've read it, wake ni wa ikanai, I cannot refuse. He says, even though I'm in the middle of training, now that I've read the letter, it's impossible to refuse. And he says, Meow says, rather, Cheh, which is kind of like a exasperated sigh. Cheh. Iindaze. It's alright, you know. Betsuni, not particularly. Muri shinakute mo, even if you don't push yourself, or you don't overdo it. Sa. Rashik no. Lasix. Hitoriya futari. One or two people. Ore tachi dakeda. It's just us. So he says, it's alright, you know. You don't have to push yourself. We can handle one or two of Lasix people by ourselves. And then Lutz puts on his hood, which he has in all the art for the game since the 80s. And he says, Ie, no, minasan to, with everyone. Watashi to de, with me. Kono, this. Aku no, of evil. Sujiku kara, from the axis, or the center. Mamorimashio, let's protect. He says, no, let's protect this algal solar system from the axis of evil, with everyone and me. And then Alice says a real easy sentence here. Arigato, Rutsu-san. Thank you, Mr. Lutz, or Lutz with respect. And Lutz says, Lutz de keiko desu. That's fine. So Lutz is fine. And then he says, Sore yorimo, more than that, or rather than that. Minasan ni, to everyone. Hitotsu, one thing. Onegai ga, a respectful request. Arimasu, there is. So he says, more than that, I have a request for everyone. Meow says, Dame daze, it's no good, you know. Irashiku o Lasik, Taoshite kudasai, please defeat. Nante, something like Tanomi wa, a request. And Meow says, it's no good, you know, a request like please defeat Lasik. And Alice says, Meow, chakasana ide. Don't joke around or don't make fun. He says, Jitsu wa, actually, Gashiko no Mura no, of Gashiko village. Lubeno Hakasi ni Dr. Rubeno Aitai no desu. I want to meet. So he says, actually, I want to meet Dr. Rubeno of Gashiko Village. Rubeno. Rubeno Hakase. Dr. Lubeno, says Tyrone. And Lutz says, Dashik, Classic, O Taosu Tame ni wa, in order to defeat Seikan Ido O, interstellar travel. Oko nao tame no, for the purpose of doing or to carry out. Spaceship ga, a spaceship. Fukaketsu is essential. Sore o, that. Seisaku dekiru no wa, the one who can produce it. Hakase shika, only the doctor. Inai desu yo, probably isn't. So it's kind of a long one. He says, in order to defeat Lassic, a spaceship for interstellar travel is essential. The only one who can produce that is probably the doctor. He says, spaceship nara. If it's a spaceship, space supported me at the spaceport. Arujan ka. There is, you know. If it's a spaceship, there's one at the spaceport, you know. He says, Lassic wa sonna ni that much tanjun janai, not simple or not straightforward. Ware ware no, our ugoki o, movement. Kagi tsukereba, if they catch wind of spaceporto or the spaceport, heisa shite, will close or shut down. Shimao kamo, might end up or might do. Shiremasen, I don't know. He says, Lasik isn't that simple. If they catch wind of our movement, they might end up closing the spaceport. So natte shimate wa, if it ends up like that, or if it becomes like that, te mo ashimo, neither hands nor feet, dasenai, cannot put out. Watashi tachi wa, we, tatakawazu shite, without fighting, haitai suru, to retreat in defeat. To iu wake desu. That's the reason, or that's what it's called. If it ends up like that, we won't be able to do anything. We would end up retreating in defeat without fighting. And Tyrone says, Naruhodo. I see. So naru mai ni, before it becomes like that. Seikan ido shudano, the means of interstellar travel. Kakuho surute wake ka. You mean to secure it? Is that what you mean? So he says, I see. You mean to secure the means of interstellar travel before that happens. And then Alice says, Demo Gashiko no mura e wa doyatte. Should be a good, easy one. That's Gashiko no mura is Gashiko village. E wa to doyatte. By what means? So she says, but how do we get to Gashiko village? He says, Padma no Hoshi no, of planet Palma, Sube Supporto Kara, from the spaceport, Chikado o Tote, by going through the underground passage. Toru Gashiko no Mura ni, to Gashiko village, Ikemasu, can go. Manhoru ga, a manhole. Iriguchi ni, as an entrance. Natte iru no desu, it is becoming. So he says, from the spaceport on planet Palma, you can get to Gashiko village by going through the underground passage. A manhole is the entrance. And Tyrone says, Yoshi, Okay. So, Tokimeraba. If it's decided that way. Saki o ahead, isogo. Let's hurry. So Tyrone says, all right, if it's decided like that, let's hurry ahead. And Meow says, hehehe. Omashiru kunate. Interestingly, has started to become natte kita. Omoshiroku natte kita. Interestingly, has started to become Janka, isn't it? Or you know. So he says, hehehe, it's starting to get interesting, you know? Alright. So we got our fourth member. Nice, he joins at the same level we are. So got a good another level 23 dude. And let's take a look at his status. So there's our boy Lutz. And we can see he's very much focused on the magic side of things. Which makes sense. He is an Esper. He's got lots of spells. Let's see what he's got outside of combat. So he's got Dohiru, big heal, Gihiru, and that is a full heal. Ribasu. Let's see what that is. Oh, revive. Okay. Oh, it's reverser. Ribasa. Ribasu. Reverse. And Suruto. Escape from dungeons and caves. We already had that one from Meow, I think. It's a different spell. Oh, it is the same spell. Okay. Suruto. Alright, well, we got some nice teleportation we can do. So let's just teleport out of here. And then Alice can Terupa to town of Paseo. That's right. Alright. So we got our full team now. He said the entrance is in the spaceport of Palma, so we're gonna have to go back to Palma. That's the spaceship still under repair. And this one goes to Palma. Hi. Alright. So there's a manhole cover somewhere here. There. Alright. What is that called? Gashiku underground passage. Alright. Gashiku. So his name is Nazo. It says, Iya. Well, mate. Wait. Ochitsuke. Calm down. Dosuru. What to do. Aite wa. The opponent is Roboto Police da. Robot police. Sonna. Ha. It's like a sigh. Dosuria. What should I do? Inda. It's good. So he's kind of mumbling to himself, not making a whole lot of sense here, saying, wait, calm down. What should we do? The opponent is the robot police. What should I do? And Meow says, Nanka, somehow, komateru, trouble, mitai da deko. It seems like, but it seems like you're in trouble somehow, but and he's again kind of stammering and yammering. And he says, wah 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 wah, which is like onomatopoeia for panicking. And he says, Watsu, which is again like an exclamation point, just like de is like and then detanatsu, it came out, you know. So he's kind of saying like panic, 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 it came out, you know. And Alice says, Nanka, something. Kanshigai shiteru mitai na. It seems like you're misunderstanding, right? And he says, Hatte. Well, Kimitachi, you all, Rashiku no, classic, Ichimi gang or group, Ja nasaso ne, don't seem to be. Itai, who on earth, Dare, who? She says, well, you guys don't seem to be part of Lassik's group, right? So who on earth are you? And Meow says, Oretachi, we, masculine, Arugod Kyuseishu, Algol's savior, Nanhite, just kidding. He says, we're the saviors of Algol, just kidding. He says, which is like a sigh. Gomen, which is like a casual sorry. Boku wa, which is a masculine I. Isogashii no, I'm busy. Soreja, well then. Mata, again. Itsu no hika, someday. So he says, sorry, I'm busy. Well then, see you sometime. And that's the end of his thing. So he's freaked out by something with the robot police and hiding out down here in this manhole that is like electric for some reason. Right. Alright, time to talk to everybody. So this person's name is Maiden. Rubeno Hakase date. Dr. Rubeno, you say? Fun, which is like humph. Tenkyujo nara, if it's research lab. Soko dase, it's over there, you know. Tokoro de, by the way. Ore ni, to me. Nanika, something. Megunde kure ne ka, won't you give me something? So he says, the research lab's over there. By the way, won't you give me something? Huh. That's funky. I don't know what he wants, but... This guy's name is Montan. Montan. Tochino, of the land. Mon is a thing. Janena, isn't it? Rogini no. Rogini o moteira. Moteitara, sorry. If you have. Megunde kure ne ka. Won't you give me some? So he says, you're not from around here, are you? If you have any ruoginin, won't you give me some? Sure. We've got healing spells. We don't really need that, so go ahead, bud. Although it seems like everybody here might be addicted to it. Let's see. Mo, already, Mukashi no, of the past, Hanashida ga, it's a story, but Koko ni wa, here, Rubeno Hakase no, of Dr. Rubeno, Kenkyujo ga, a research lab, Atanda, there was, Daga, however, Hakase wa, the doctor, Dashiku no Teshita domo ni, of Lassik's underlings, Torairare was captured. Toriada no, of Toriada Dogoku ni, to the prison. Surete kare chimatta, was taken away. So it's a story from the past, but Dr. Rubeno's research lab was here. But the doctor was captured by Lassik's underlings and taken to Toriada's prison. Rubeno Hakase, question mark, Dr. Rubeno, Kenkyujo Ewa, the research lab, Ite mita kai, did you try going? Ore ni, oh, tokoro de, by the way, ore ni, to me, nanika, something, megunde kure ne ka, won't you give me something? So he says, Dr. Rubeno, did you try going to the research lab? By the way, won't you give me something? Needy group of fellows. And this guy's name is Mongo. He says, Rubeno Hakase, Dr. Rubeno, question mark, Murano of the village Chuni in the center. Arunoga, what exists is. Hakase no, the doctor's. Kenkyujo daga. It's the research lab, but wake atte, due to circumstances or for some reason, Hakase wa, the doctor, inai da yo, is not here, you know. So he says, Dr. Rubeno, the doctor's research lab is in the center of the village, but due to circumstances, the doctor isn't here, you know. And that's the end of his dialogue. Not a very chatty town. He says, Toriado no Dogokue, Toriado's prison. Ikun nara, if you go. Kaigan sen o, the coastline. Minami ni, to the south. Ike, go. Machigate mo, even if you make a mistake. Yama Michiwa, the mountain path. Toru nayo, don't go through. Inochi no, of life. Hoshoga, guarantee. Dekinaize, cannot do, you know. If you're going to Toriada's prison, go south along the coastline. Even if you make a mistake, don't go through the mountain path, you know. I can't guarantee your safety. He says, Waruiga, sorry, but Gashiko no Mori ewa, Gashiko Forest to Murano of the village Mono people, Igai other than Irenainda cannot enter. Sorry, but only villagers can enter Gashiko Forest. And then he says the line from before. If you're going to Toriada's prison, go south along the coastline. If you make a mistake, go through the mountain path. I can't guarantee your safety. Okay. Let's see what they got. Wood. Wood cane. Batoru Aksu, battle axe. Iron Ama, iron armor, or ion armor. Daito Sutsu, light suit. It's an upgrade for Lutz. That is an upgrade for him, but we like him hitting every enemy, so we're gonna leave that. Iron armor is a nice upgrade for Tyrone. And the light suit is a very good upgrade for Alice. Nice. Okay. So there's a key on the floor. When we interact with the key, Tyrone says, Daremo, no one, inai yodana, is here, you know. Koko ga, here, hontoni, really. Rubeno Hakase no, of Dr. Rubeno. Kenkyujo na no ka, is it the research lab? Tada no, just. Haikyo ni, to ruins. Shika, only. Omoen ga, it seems, but. ... So Tyrone says, it seems like no one is here, you know. Is this really Dr. Rubeno's research lab? It only seems like ruins, but... And then Lutz says, Rubeno Hakase, Dr. Rubeno, Doyara, it seems, Saki o, ahead, Kosareta was overtaken. Yo desu ne, it seems, doesn't it? So he says, it seems Dr. Rubeno was overtaken. And Alice says, Ada, well, kore wa nani kashira? What is this, I wonder? Toriado no kagi, get. So the Toriado no kagi, the Toriado key. She says, Doshite, why? Konna tokoro ni, in a place like this, kagi ga, a key, ochite ita no kashira. I wonder why it was dropped. she says. Why was a key dropped in a place like this, I wonder? Lutz says, yes. Moshi, if Hakase ga, the doctor, Nanimoto ka ni yotte, by someone or something, Koko kara, from here, Sure sarareta, was taken away. Toshitara, if it were the case, he says, if the doctor was taken away from here by someone, sono kagi wa, this key, doko ka, somewhere, no goku no, of the prison, kagi kamo, might be a key. Shirena na, I don't know. So he says that key might be a key to some prison, you know. And Meow says, so ka, I see. Yukai Hanga, the kidnapper, Otoshite Itanda, dropped and went. So he says, I see, the kidnapper dropped it and went. Tyrone says, Osuraku wa, probably, so iu koto daru. It's probably that kind of thing, right? Meow says, Kagi o, the key, otoshite, dropping, iku nante, to go, manuke na, foolish, yatsu dane, he's a guy, isn't he? So, to go dropping the key, he's a foolish guy, isn't he? Alright, well, we found a key to the prison in the guy's research lab. That's quite fortuitous. What do you have? Trimate. Antidote, antiparalysis, Sodu, Soul Atomizer, Sach, Searchlight. What does the train carpet do? We've already got that spell, so we don't need that. Now this is a luminescent pendant. Illuminates 3D dungeons. That's pretty awesome, but it's ridiculously expensive. So maybe we'll come back here and get it at some point when we're rich, but right now that is a whole heck of a lot of money. I think all that we have left is to check this house. So Alice says, "Dare mo inai no ne." No one is here, right? Itai. What on earth? Doshichata no kashira. Happened, I wonder. No one is here, right? What on earth happened, I wonder. So something happened to this town. This guy wants... It's the maiden. Oh. He's got a new line. He wants Pelori made, and I gave it to him. Now he's got new dialogue. So let's see what he has to say. Kono Gashiko no, this of Gashiko Muru Kara from the village, Ippon Michi no, of a single road, Yama Michi o, the mountain path, Ikuto, if you go, Doerai, amazing, Toga, a tower, Tateiru no ga, what is standing is, Mieruze, you can see, you know. He says, if you go along the single mountain path from this village, you can see an amazing tower standing, you know. He says, Daga yo, but, you know, machigate mo, even if you make a mistake, chikazuicha, if you approach, naneze, you must not, asoko ni wa, that place, sugata o, appearance, mita dake de, just by seeing, ishi ni, into stone, sare chimao, will be turned into. Tondemonai, outrageous or terrible. Mamono ga, a monster. Sumitsuite da karayo, is dwelling, you know. So he says, but you know, even if you make a mistake, you must not approach. In that place, just by seeing its appearance, you'll be turned to stone. A terrible monster is dwelling there, you know. Uh-oh, sounds like a monster that our boy Tyrone had encountered before. The Medusa. Alright. So we've got a little trek along the mountain to check out the prison. And we got all our translations done in this town. So we'll call it there for today, and then we will come back to this and try to rescue Dr. Rubino from the prison. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you in the next one.